Yes, people, what's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. We just got the ORNSTEIN Bomba, ladies and gentlemen. I was just about to go live saying, where the hell is Victor Gyokeres? And we just got some major news, ladies and gentlemen. Major news is in the building. Let's get the show started. Let's get straight into it. Oh my goodness, I am excited, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be getting the Here You Go very soon, most likely. We are going to be getting the news coming in as we speak. David ORNSTEIN has just reported that Arsenal and Sporting CB are on the verge of a total agreement for £63.5 million plus 10 million in add-ons. Of course, they've struck. They were stuck on the add-ons and needed to work on it. Now, at the final touches, and conclusion is imminent, as the Sporting striker only wanted to join Arsenal. He will be joining Arsenal on a 5-year deal, and the Athletic have reported that a total agreement is on. They're on the verge of a total agreement. Now, I have not seen a deal take this long at Arsenal in a while. Like we had this deal. I thought we had it wrapped up weeks ago, but now it's finally at the final stages. It's finally here. It's finally about to happen, and I'm finally can just get over this whole situation with Gyokeres. Hopefully he can go join the team with preseason. Hopefully we can actually have a full preseason with our players. Hopefully this changes something, because I've just been super annoyed by this whole Gyokeres situation. Where has Gyokeres been? Stuff about his dad crying, stuff about his entourage being upset, stuff about all this other things all over the place. But the breakdown is pretty straightforward. That is the breakdown of the deal. If I can just go right here, you can see right here once again that the breaking news is that Arsenal are on the verge of a total agreement with Victor Gyokeres. The deal once again is right there. Now, final touches, conclusion is imminent. So we just got to wait and see where things go from here. But this is great news. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. This is the situation we've been just monitoring for the longest time. Where is Gyokeres? Everyone has been saying, what is Gyokeres doing? Where is Gyokeres going? Finally. Now, why is everyone panicking today? Everyone today was panicking because of the whole left wing situation, right? Everyone was panicking about Arsenal trying to figure out who we're going to play on the left wing and what's going to happen with that left wing situation. We still have to kind of figure out what we're going to do with that situation. But at this moment in time, you could have Gyokeres making his debut versus Spurs in the upcoming preseason game. He's not going to make it tonight. He's not going to make it tonight, but he could most likely make it versus Spurs in the following game. And this is very, very interesting, might I say so myself. Now, we're going to speak about Eze and everything else in a second, but the main thing for today is I'm just happy that we finally are getting some clarity on what's going on with the whole Victor Gyokeres situation. David ORNSTEIN hasn't said everything is done yet, but on the verge of a total agreement. This is as close as we've gotten so far to more confirmation on when this whole situation is going to get sorted. I literally seen earlier today, I was on Talking Sporting's account just to see what they're saying over there at Talking Sporting. They've been saying stuff like that this deal is going to happen and everything else, because they've now gotten their player over at Sporting. They've gotten their Gyokeres replacement through the door. Sporting goes up to 20 million to sign the Luis Suarez guy who's going to be replacing Gyokeres. And this could be one of the main reasons why this deal is starting to escalate and starting to go quicker. No fucking way. We just got to Here You Go. We just got to Here You Go. No way we just got to Here You Go live on stream. We got to Here You Go live on stream. You're telling me we got to Here You Go live on stream. Live in... We got it, ladies and gentlemen. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It is done. Here we go with. Okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down. So Fabrizio Romano just tweeted, Gyokeres to Arsenal. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place between all parties involved, Sporting, accept the last bid from Arsenal, and the agent will reduce his compensation. Thank you to Gyokeres' agent for reducing his compensation, making the deal a lot easier for Arsenal. Gyokeres also taking deductions to make the deal a lot easier for Arsenal. And of course, Gyokeres will sign a 5-year deal. He only wanted Arsenal. Finally, 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 finally. Oh my goodness, this has taken forever. This has taken forever. This was taking forever, and we were just so annoyed. We wanted him in through preseason. We wanted him before preseason. We wanted it done before preseason, but now we finally have it done. We finally have it done. I am very, very happy. I'm very excited. And this is exactly the kind of news we've been waiting for. Exactly the kind of news we wanted to hear. This is finally it. We don't have to stress ourselves, and we can make it. Maybe he will actually head over to preseason. Maybe he will actually go over and head over with the team to for preseason. Maybe we will get to see Gyokeres in an Arsenal kit very, very soon, playing with the first team ahead of the upcoming season. But there was reports the other day. That Arsenal might not actually report for him to join at preseason. There was actually reports the other day saying that he might not join Arsenal for preseason. So we have to wait and see still if he will be joining Arsenal for preseason, or if he will be staying for. We will have to wait and see if he will stay in London to continue to work out by himself, so he doesn't necessarily have to take the flight all the way to Singapore and then fly back with the team within after one game. They might just see it as, oh, we'll just come back and you can play the games at the in the Emirates Cup at Arsenal. I don't know. We're gonna wait and see. But for now, I'm just super excited that we finally got this deal over the line. David ORNSTEIN Bomba happening live on stream, for Fabrizio Romano coming out and giving you the here you go. We now have the understanding that this is going to happen. We have waited for a long time for Arsenal to get their top striker, and we finally got our top striker. Victor Gyokeres is going to be an Arsenal player, and that's not been a secret. We're going to talk about what's coming next, but this whole situation was dragged out by Sporting for so long, and I'm just happy. Victor Gyokeres, welcome to Arsenal, man. Welcome to Arsenal. This is exactly what everybody has wanted, but it just took a little longer than it needed to be. It took a little bit longer than it needed to take, and now that we got the here you go, we can relax, we can sit back, and we can hopefully see what comes next, because it is crucial that we are not done. We need to go out there and now go and get the left winger. We need to go out there now and go and get the rest of this. We need to go and complete the window, because you cannot rest on your laurels now. You cannot rest on the fact that you've got Gyokeres in and what do you call it, Zubamendi and some of these guys. We still need to go and get Eze or Rodrygo or Xavi Simons. Get me a left wing player that can raise and elevate this attack. That is the next step. But it is great to hear that we finally completed the move for none other than the man himself, Victor Gyokeres. Let's go to the update on one more thing. Let's see what Ben Jacobs had to say. So that's that. Ben Jacobs pretty much repeating the same thing that David ORNSTEIN said. Gyokeres permission to undergo medical within 24 hours. So Gyokeres will be undergoing his medical within the next 24 hours. That is great news right there. So there you guys have it. Ladies and gentlemen, we were waiting. When is this deal going to get done? We were saying, is it going to happen before our first preseason game? Well, we play our first preseason game later tonight. The deal is finally done. So we wanted a player in through the door before preseason. We just got it. We got our player in the door before preseason. So there you go. The medical is now going to be happening. Ben Jacobs just reported it. Shout out to you in the comment section for retweeting it. Yeah, big up to you, Black Rogue, saying Simons going to Chelsea. Very good signing for them. Yes, but we're not really here to talk about that at this moment in time. We're here to talk about Simons to what do you call it? There you go. We're here to talk about Simons. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens with that. But at this moment in time, we're just here to talk about the whole situation with Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal, and that is the main topic of discussion. Now, I'm just gonna show you guys this because I seen this the other day, and this is where I got this idea from, that Arsenal might not be interested in taking him out to preseason. Arsenal will weigh up the excusing Victor Gyokeres from their preseason tour, although if a total agreement can be struck with Sporting by early next week. So this was a couple days ago. We've now struck the deal 3 days later. It is possible that he could still stay in London, as should the frustrating delay continue, Arsenal are considering keeping Gyokeres as opposed to flying him solo to Asia to protect his conditioning ahead of the new Premier League season. So it would be unfortunate if we didn't go and fly him out to Asia to get him ready for the new season. But this is the situation. There could be a possibility where he still stays in London. What a signing he would be! What a signing he is! Of course, great signing for Arsenal. But he can't stay in London. He has to go and see the team for preseason, even if it's just training with them a little bit. I think that makes it so much better. We can't rob him of preseason. I hope he does go and join the team for preseason. I hope this whole situation is changes and Arsenal decide, you know what, let's just go throw him in with the team and see when he can start getting training with these guys, because I want to see him with Saliba and Gabriel in training, getting a feel of those guys being around him, which are a lot more physical and a lot more aggressive defenders than some of the players that he would play against in Portugal, if I'm not mistaken. He did play against them actually in the Champions League, and they gave him a difficult game. So I think he can only get better playing week in, week out against those guys. But yeah, the main thing is everybody's now happy. Everyone's now excited. David Ornstein coming out with the news, being the first one to break it. This is why you gotta rate David Ornstein to a high level. David Ornstein is the man. When it comes to this stuff, David Ornstein's different level. He don't play games. He's the one who's gonna tell you the story. He's the one who's gonna keep it real. All these other guys, they're gonna have you believing that the deal is theirs, that the saga's over. That's all that matters. The saga for Gyokeres, the whole situation going up and down, looking at Gyokeres, speaking about this guy, speaking about that guy, is finally done, and we don't have to stress. So now, so far, successful window in my opinion. You got Gyokeres, you got Zubamendi, you've gotten in a bunch of other players that can improve this team. We've gone and improved our striker position. We've gotten strength and depth in the midfield, in the defense. We got in Madueke, who's another attacking player that can help this team. Finally, now go and address. It's as important as us getting the striker that we now improve that left wing position. I know we have Trossard. I know we have Martinelli. We can still improve that left wing position by adding one more piece, be it Rodrygo, be it Eze, be it Xavi Simons, be it whoever out of those guys that can improve that left wing position. It is just as integral for Arsenal to go and improve that left wing position, in my opinion. And we cannot say Madueke is enough. We can't. We have to go and do more. We have to. So let's wait and see where things land. Let's see how long it will take. But at this moment in time, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to somebody in the comment section. Why did Ornstein and Fabrizio say 73 million? Sorry? What are you talking about? That's the total package. Yeah, the total package is 73.5 million euros. I think you're a Liverpool fan just starting to talk shit. And once again, but hey, fair enough. That is the total package, and Arsenal most likely will have very easy, reachable add-ons for the additional 10 million, as that was the whole situation to start with Gyokeres. That was the whole issue that we had initially with Gyokeres. So with that being said, that is why that is happening. As for let's go to ZR. Let's go to this guy, right? So Duncan Castle basically reported yesterday. If I can find the report, forget about that for a second. Here we go. So you got Gyokeres is officially an Arsenal player for 63 million, 63.5 million plus 10 million add-ons. Thanks for the memories. Gyokeres helping them win three trophies, playing 102 games, scoring 97 goals and getting 27 assists. That is an impressive return, to say the least. We already got the information on that. We know that they're going to be bringing in the man Luis Suarez to replace him. Reports came out that Arsenal are now prepares a new attack for Gyokeres. There is an expectation that the Gunners will return for a player and are getting closer and fix variable add-ons. Yeah, so we've already seen that. We've already seen that they're looking to get their replacement for Gyokeres already in through the door, and that's pretty much it. So the Gyokeres situation is finally done. We don't have to stress about that. That is over. That is done. Now we can maybe focus on what we're going to do next, what's going to happen with the rest of the team, what's going to happen with the rest of the attack, where we're going to go from here. Iga, the trolls be trolling. Yeah, 100% the trolls be trolling. By the way, as an Arsenal fan, it is 73.5 million. We don't sit here and just say the add-ons don't exist. So how much is the deal? The deal is 73.5 million euros. That is how much it is. But guess what? 73.5 million euros into what do you call it? Into pounds is 63 million pounds. So the deal is 63 million pounds. We don't exclude, at least I don't over here, I don't exclude the add-ons when I speak about transfers. So yeah, what is that? 63 million pounds, 64 million pounds for Gyokeres. That is a really good deal. 64 million pounds for Gyokeres is a really good deal in my opinion. I don't know about you guys in the comment section, but that's pretty much what the deal is. You got to give Andre Berta his props. 64 million pounds for Victor Gyokeres. He really did well in the Victor Gyokeres deal, getting the deal sorted for such cheap, in my opinion. I don't know exactly how much they wanted to begin with, but everything they wanted, we kept reaching the deal. We kept agreeing, but eventually it's finally over. It's finally stress-free now. We don't have to stress. And yeah, to Liverpool fans, you guys keep talking about your prices over here. When we include add-ons in our transfer fees. We don't hide away from the add-ons, because at the end of the day, those add-ons are probably going to end up getting paid with us, because they're a lot more agreeable and they're not based on winning things or anything like that. It's mostly based on appearances and like Champions League qualification plus maybe goals, but that is pretty much it. So Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal for 64 million pounds. If you do the conversion rate, 64 million pounds overall, that is extremely reasonable for a player who scored 97 goals over the last 2 seasons, 27 assists over the last 2 seasons. Really an amazing addition to Arsenal starting 11 for the foreseeable future, and hopefully he can translate as well as we need him to. And yeah, just once again, that is a bargain in my opinion. That is a bargain. Don't you guys think? 64 million for a player of his quality, when guys are going for 50 million who like Madueke, it's not really that much. It's 14 million more for a much better player, in my opinion. Maybe we should have why we even bought Madueke to begin with, but we're gonna have to get onto other situations in a second. But yeah, I think 64 million for Gyokeres is an absolute bargain. That is a great deal for Gyokeres. What else? What else are we talking about? People in the comment section. Gyokeres is less proven than Madueke. You're actually on drugs. Forget the fee. It's about time we talk about adding more Premier League quality. To win the Champions League and everything. We're gonna have to talk about that in a second. Is Eze coming? Friday, ITK said that we're gonna have to talk about him in a second too, as I'm not even close to being done about that. One second, let me just note this down. 64 million for Gyokeres. Okay, done. Now let's go to the next topic of the day. The next topic of the day. So now we know that the whole Gyokeres situation is all sorted. Verbal agreement is done. He's going to be joining Arsenal. Andre Berta has done his job. Everything is all sorted with that. We now have the here you go. Everything is done with that, right? Let's speak about some of the other topics at hand. Should we speak about Eze first, or should we speak about Xavi Simons? Let's see. Let's quickly go on to this. So first things first, shout out to everyone in the comment section. Do me a favor, please do hit that like button if you guys are watching right now and you're and you're watching this, or you're watching this on the playback. Please do hit that like button right now. It helps out the channel massively. We got over 350 of you guys watching on YouTube. We got another almost 1,000 of you guys watching on Twitter. But yeah, so this right here is the part where we speak about Eze. Reports came out from this guy saying that Crystal Palace have no intentions of negotiating below Eberechi Eze's release clause despite Arsenal's interest. The valuation is firm and clear. Payment structure club are unlikely to compromise for the 27-year-old under contract until 2027. Now, Arsenal are of the belief that they can probably get below the actual release clause, but that is a conversation for another day. We're going to get back to Eze in a second, but quickly, Christian Mosquera is on the plane to Singapore and will arrive tomorrow morning. An official announcement should be made by Arsenal today. Highly unlikely he plays part of tomorrow's match against AC Milan. Yeah, he's probably not going to play against AC Milan, as that game is literally tonight. Yeah, so Mosquera, there you go. He's going to be flying out with the team. That is done. We're going to speak about Gyokeres in a bit, as there's nothing to really speak about there. Eze has told both Chelsea and Bayern his preference is to join Arsenal. So that is very interesting to say the least. His preference is to join Arsenal. And this one here is a very, very big update on Eberechi Eze from none other than the man himself, the Hand of Arsenal. Shout out to Hand of Arsenal every single time. Hope you're feeling well and better. This is what is being said. So Eberechi Eze's current state of play. His future is linked with Ethan, hence my statement. Until a former approach is made, proceed with caution. Interesting. So the link with Ethan to me is very interesting. Does that mean if Ethan signs a new deal, that Eze doesn't stay, or regardless of Ethan signing a new deal or not, Eze stays? We're going to have to wait and see. Eze is still one of the options. We're going to have to wait and see. Since the talks, glowing reference from Arsenal players, Arteta is obsessed and is directly communicating this to the board. So Arteta is a real big fan of Eberechi Eze and really wants to bring him in, especially when players like Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka have given their glowing reports of Eberechi Eze. My understanding is that personal terms have never been an issue, and once sources said he should sign a 5-year deal tomorrow. He would sign a 5-year deal tomorrow. So that is, personal terms are not a problem. Furthermore, it's understood that he told Chelsea and Bayern his preference is Arsenal, but how long can the player wait? So that is the situation right now. So Chelsea are interested in him, but it also seems that Chelsea are more interested in Xavi Simons. Bayern Munich were also interested in Xavi Simons, but he rejected them. And next, you have informal dialogue taking place with Crystal Palace, but nothing further as of today. So they've had initial discussions, but nothing really concrete, and they have not gone too deep into discussions over a deal with Eberechi Eze joining Arsenal. Now, this is the part where people really speak about Arsenal's ambition as a football club and discuss if we have the ambition to actually kick on and become a top team, because the discussion around Eberechi Eze joining made a lot of sense with the potential signing of Madueke. But now, if you're saying Madueke is the only forward next to Gyokeres that's going to come into the team, that's just not simply good enough. But Arsenal will focus on sales and hopeful that the sale of Trossard opens the door. If Arsenal are really depending on the sale of Trossard to bring in another attacking player this window, in my opinion, that would be an absolute failure and mismanagement of how we should be dealing with our funds coming into this window. You mean to tell me we agreed with Chelsea to pay 50 million on Madueke and now do not have guaranteed enough money to go and get what we necessarily need guaranteed, which was a left winger, and we're now going to be depending on the sale of Leandro Trossard to open those doors? That to me lacks ambition. That to me tells me that the club is not managing their priorities correctly, because before you make any signing of a Madueke, you should already know that you have money aside for the signing of a Eze or something like that. And also, if we were to sign Eze, it would only be 20 million this year, because he has a release clause which allows you to pay it over 3-year installments, which is 20 million each. And we've had numerous discussions around Eze in the past where they've said Eze should not be financially in a problem for Arsenal. But hey, to me, it kind of sounds like it's backtracking. Then he goes into a little bit more of his opinion rather than the actual breaking news. He says, the hope is that Andre Berta makes a sale and picks up the phone with Steve Parish. If anything develops further, I'm sure to update you. It is well known that industry that Parish honors and is straightforward. He would use the money to reinvest in Sellers Park and other club matters, and there is a deal to be done. There is a deal there to be done. That is really where the update ends, and this is where his opinion begins. That is all I have to say on Eze specifically. Let's be clear, we have to sign Eze. I agree with him 110%. He then also goes on to say we can't go into the season short. 100% I agree. As a fan, I'm not asking for 200 million signings like Yamal or Mbappe. They are asking for a Hill End boy who directly fits a massive hole in our squad. What? They are asking for a Hill End boy who directly fits a massive hole in our squad. The facts laid bare. Who's they? 1 second. They are asking for a Hill End boy who directly fits massive. Yeah, they're probably asking for someone really good. But regardless, we're not going to give away any academy players at this moment in time. The Gyokeres, here we go, has taken over the whole news. Everyone's going crazy over that. But this right here was the major story of the morning, and the whole reason why everyone's saying it lacks ambition is because of this. Let me show you. This right here is what I was looking at earlier this morning, and Arsenal, the Kroenkes' preference is to be responsible with no risk of PSR concerns. Arteta has strongly and successfully been arguing to push the budget out this summer. So as you guys can see right there, the Kroenkes and the board have basically been telling Arsenal, we're going to be continuing this self-sustaining model, and we're not going to be pushing any closer to concerns for PSR. But guess what? Lo and behold, you're going to have a situation where, shout out to Mons every single time. Big up to you, Mons and Kaz and everyone from Big Six Bands for the raid. I can see you guys in the comment section. Glock 9. You know what? He might not be wearing number 9. He might be wearing number 14. We don't know. We don't know. People saying Eze is 27. Yeah, Eze is 27, but he's still a quality player. Comes into this team and improves us massively. It doesn't really matter what your age is. If you come into this team and you improve us massively, am I wrong? But yeah, before we go any further, shout out to everyone in the comment section who's coming over from Big Six Bands. Don't give him the number 14. We'll talk about it. But yeah, the main thing I'm saying is I have two things. Number one, Eberechi Eze. Arteta wants Eberechi Eze. Eberechi Eze wants to join Arsenal. Whether it happens depends on the Cronkies or the Arsenal board approving of more spending, or if we can make a sale. Personally, to me, it does not make sense to sell, to buy at this moment in time when we are so desperate to just get things done properly. And if you cannot sell to buy, later in the window you can sell. Have the ambition and push out just a little bit more to get the signing of Eberechi Eze, and we will now not be short going into the season. It is too big of a boots to just say, oh, Ethan and what's it called, Max Dowman will be the backups. If anything happens to Odegaard, we're going to be depending on them to start week in, week out. That's just not reasonable. Also, Eze can play on the left. He brings so much more to the table for Arsenal. I don't understand why they just don't go out there and spend the money necessary to bring those guys in. As for, we're not even going to speak about Chelsea and some of these other guys. Just doesn't even make sense to discuss other clubs at this moment in time. We just need to focus on ourselves. But yeah, the Arsenal board, do they have the ambition? Do they have our best interests at heart, or do they just want to make sure they're run as a self-sustaining club that comes nowhere near PSR? We literally can spend a ridiculous amount of money this window and still not get anywhere near PSR issues. You cannot risk the whole transfer window depending on if we can sell Leandro Trossard or not. That is ridiculous, in my opinion. Also, some of the headlines in the article does not make sense. If you really take it in, what he's saying is that there's a deal there to be done, but it just depends on if Arsenal can go and get a little bit more money out of the Cronkies to get the deal done. The Cronkies should just honestly go and honor it. Like, we are so close. Why leave ourselves short once again? Another window, if we leave ourselves short, it will be unacceptable. If Arsenal come out of this window with just Madueke and Gyokeres, it is an utter failure. In my opinion, it is a disgusting failure. Think about it. We had an opportunity to get Gyokeres and Eze. We have a chance to get Gyokeres and Rodrygo, Gyokeres and Xavi Simons. And if we go into the next season with our only attacking improvements being Gyokeres and Madueke, although we improved in the striker position, we've not improved enough in the left wing position to say to me that we are serious about challenging next season like we need to. You have guys like Liverpool going out there getting the best players in the world in multiple positions. You have Man City doing what they do. You have Chelsea doing what they're doing. And if we're just coming out here saying, yeah, we're going to bring a bunch of bench players plus Zubimendi and Gyokeres, it's not enough, in my opinion. We still need to go out there and just get a little bit more. I'm not asking for too much. I'm just saying, go out there, get me Eze, or go out there and get, if you can, if there's still a deal to be had for the man himself. We'll see if there's a possibility to go and get Rodrygo. Let's see. Let's quickly shift gears quick. Let's talk about the Xavi Simons situation. Xavi Simons is most likely going to be headed to Chelsea, as multiple reports over the last day and a half were speaking about Xavi Simons potentially headed to Chelsea. Xavi Simons is in discussions with Chelsea. Chelsea are looking to sign him for, 70 million euros, around 50 million pounds, very similar amount to what we gave Chelsea for Madueke. Now, people are saying, oh, Xavi Simons transfer, we'll see if that happens. But at this moment in time, Chelsea have opened the door. They have a good relationship with the man who is his agents, Xavi Simons' agents. So we'll see if he joins Chelsea or if he joins Arsenal. But at this moment in time, I think he's closer to joining Chelsea. 4 hours ago, that Xavi Simons has completely opened the door to Chelsea is as he is priority now, and club to club talks have started. This was reported from Fabrizio Romano. He reported it yesterday that club to club talks are ongoing between Chelsea and Xavi Simons. So RB Leipzig and Chelsea are now having club to club discussions. Chelsea have also brought in this man here. Let's see, 1 second. So Chelsea have brought in consultant Ali Barata to assist with the recruitment of Xavi Simons. He helped out in the deal with he helped out in multiple deals so far. So now it's just between Chelsea and RB Leipzig to agree on a fee and potential add-ons. So Xavi Simons will become a Chelsea player. What is going on next with the next player that we need to discuss? That is Rodrygo. What is going on with Rodrygo? Well, Rodrygo is currently being linked heavily to Liverpool. Yes, how greedy, right? How greedy are Liverpool? So we got Chelsea getting Xavi Simons, and it looks like Rodrygo. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It looks like Rodrygo. Every day, I keep hearing different things about Rodrygo. One day I hear Rodrygo to Liverpool. Next day I hear Rodrygo wants to stay. Next day I hear something else. Long story short, this is the situation with Rodrygo. Rodrygo does not want to relax during his vacation. He's working out and wants to convince Xabi Alonso that he is going to stay at Real Madrid. They keep telling me stuff about him potentially staying. There's also reports that he could be joining Liverpool. Some of the reports from him potentially joining Liverpool are that he would be quite expensive, and Liverpool are also considering Fofana as an alternative. So we'll wait and see if Liverpool actually go and get the money to go and get him. There is reports that Arsenal are still interested in Rodrygo. Will that happen? I don't know. But Arsenal have interest in Rodrygo, and Newcastle's Anthony Gordon. Future of Martinelli or Leandro Trossard will, of course, determine the admiration and interest goes further. So most likely we will need to sell one of Martinelli or Martinelli or Trossard to bring in either Anthony Gordon or Rodrygo this window. So it's unlikely we go and spend on Rodrygo unless we make a sale of Martinelli or Leandro Trossard this window. That is the reality. Now, 21 hours ago, from Fabrice Hawkins, he's the one who reported that Liverpool are interested in Rodrygo. So Rodrygo seems like a no-no for Arsenal. He is their top choice at this moment in time, potentially. That is if Luis Diaz leaves. So if Luis Diaz leaves, they're going to potentially be bringing in Rodrygo. If Luis Diaz stays, most likely they will not be bringing in Rodrygo. If we end up having one of Martinelli or Trossard leave, we will try to bring in Rodrygo. Regardless, this has no effect on Eze at all. Eze for Arsenal is a deal completely separate from the purchase of the Eze deal is completely separate from any purchase of any sale of Martinelli or Leandro Trossard is completely separate from the Eze deal. So that is the situation with that. It is completely separate. Arsenal remains focused on the signing of Eze, and for the Gunners, they will likely bring in one of Eze or Xavi Simons if Martinelli and Trossard both stay in North London. This was reported by Ben Jacobs on the 18th of July, and Arsenal side could look at signing them both, but one of them would have to be sold. So at this moment in time, if we do not sell both one or the other of Leandro Trossard or Martinelli, we will still go for Eze, and Eze deal is still on the cards. As much as people are saying today, reports came out that Eze won't happen, I find it difficult to believe. We're going to now come out of this window with Ethan and Max Dowman as the backups to thing. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Arteta is obsessed with Eberechi Eze and wants the player. He's not just going to all of a sudden say, no, I'm not going to go for him. No excuses. Arsenal want to bring back Eze, and we will have to wait and see what happens from there. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Not much more to be said. Arsenal would like one more creative player. Eberechi Eze is most likely that creative player. Fabrizio Romano reported this a couple minutes ago. 1 second. An hour ago, he reported this. 1 second. Arsenal would still like to add one more creative player, and talks already took place with Eze's agent, but not with Palace so far. Well, Gunners informed Xavi Simons of the situation, but not any advanced stages so far, as outgoings will be crucial. I don't know if outgoings will be crucial in order to purchase Eze, as Eze's release clause allows us to potentially only have to pay. Eze's release clause allows Arsenal to only have to pay 20 million. So Eze, Arsenal, no. 1 second. I seen a report originally. Here we go. There is no intention recent weeks to move for progressing or gaining momentum. So 17 hours ago, there's reports saying that the Eze deal has not gained any momentum yet. Crystal Palace do not want to negotiate the price. Honestly, it doesn't seem like we're anywhere near getting an Eberechi Eze deal, or here you go, as I felt a couple of weeks ago. I thought the Eze deal was a lot closer, as I was speaking to somebody who's a Crystal Palace fan, and they were telling me that they felt like that deal was a lot closer to actually happening. But as of right now, this is the situation. We will see what happens, and we'll let you know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hopefully that's pretty much it. Iga, do you know that Robert Parrish at Crystal Palace is a tough negotiator? Most likely we'll just have to pay the actual price. That's probably what's going to end up happening. We'll just pay the actual price. But yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Love for the love. If there's anything else that you guys need to know, let me know in the comment section. I'll be back most likely with another video once we get more information. I'm going to now send you over, redirect to one of my boys. Let's see who we can send you over to. We will send you over to, who's going live soon? We'll send you over to none other than, is Diluted still live? Yeah, we'll send you over to Diluted. Yeah, we'll send you over to Diluted, and we'll catch you guys on the next stream. You already know what it is, people. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, Xavi Simons is definitely going to be most likely a Chelsea player. Igal, you know everything when it comes to Arsenal. No, I don't know everything, but I try to get as much information as possible. Yeah, but the Mosquera deal is done. Yes, the Mosquera deal is done. Igal, go get Morgan Gibbs-White. He has a release clause. Unlikely. We don't necessarily need Morgan Gibbs-White. We need more of an attacking player like Eze. Igal Fofana will be a Chiesa replacement, not Diaz. We'll see. Fofana is a Chiesa replacement, not Diaz. Okay. Thank you for giving me that information. Hope we get yeah, there you go. Ekitike is the French Xerxes. No, Ekitike is better than Xerxes. I'll say that. Xavi Simons with the Nani money would be insane business. That is most likely what they're going to do. 31 out of 39 goals were against the bottom 11 teams in Portugal. Flat track bully. I doubt that. I've seen him score across multiple competitions against multiple different levels of quality. So I'm not too worried about that. But hey, we're going to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Catch you guys in the next video. Love for the love. Go check out the Ludoguners video, and we will be back. We'll be back. If there's more news, we'll be back. For now, I'll bid you guys adieu. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Love for the love, as always, and peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Tell the Ludoguner I sent you, by the way. Tell the Ludoguner I said what up. Peace out, guys. Peace out.